straight through the keeper. But they got away with that one. He should have squared it back. I tell you, if they continue to give Foston that kind of room, they're going to pay.
Time Foston does play for the Trinidad and Tobago youth national team on the 17 level. On the 20 as well. Such a talented player. Well, haven't had much more goal attempt than the one we saw from Foston and the one earlier from St. Augustine. Apart from that, just been knocking it wrong in the middle. St. Augustine, though, can have an opportunity here from a free kick to do more. And, well, for a second, Assalam looked like O'Brien, it was looking like he was going to line this one up. Since left that duty for Brito.
It's been a good start from St. Augustine, just that one chance that Foston really had. But I think they're certainly looking to go forward all the time.
Well, the breeze is carrying this one, and it's carried it long way over the bar in the end. He had a good idea, but he didn't execute it quite well.
Yeah, not meant to be. I think he was more looking to get it onto the far post for somebody to run onto it. But you're right, the breeze just took it somewhere up to the main road. It was really not really intended. But I like how St. Augustine have started. They just got to be a little tight and careful in defense.
Oh, the rain started to pour. It's bright sunshine, though, despite the rain.
I think it's just a cloud hanging over the Larry Gomes Stadium. Because when you look around, James, it's really nice weather all around. But here goes
Foston could be in. He's all alone, Foston, and the challenge from behind. What a save that is. And, well, you've got to give credit to that challenge as well, because it's illegal according to the referee. But the goalkeeper, he kept his eyes on it all the way. It seemed to be going into the back of the net.
It looked to be that ball came off Brito, the St. Augustine defender. And give him credit, because Foston was just about ready to unleash. Now, did he get some contact with Foston? But you see again, they've got to pay. You can't allow Foston on a one-on-one situation like that.
This is floated over, looking for a yellow jersey to smack it. Point back into the area. Should get to Foston, who remains on side, and he's done well to beat his man. There's space and time to pick out a pass here, Foston, and well, he sent that into orbit when all he had to do was knock it into the back of the net.
Barnwell is a left back, James. He never got over the ball. Really and truly, Foston created that. Foston said to Barnwell, here, take it. Let's look at it. Brilliant take from him. He took it and went in one movement, blew by the defender, and then he looks up. And he saw the best man to pick out there was Barnwell, and all Barnwell had to do was really side-footed into the net, and he just was leaning back. I think he went for a little bit of power, and he didn't need to. But again, the danger of Foston.
Well, I guess the old adage about can't hit a barn door comes to life for Barnwell. Here's Foston. He's involved in everything good for this team, and he's sent his man forward, and heavy challenge. And play is allowed to continue. But again, Foston is really at the handle of the controls at the moment. Well, here is the green machine. And, just couldn't get enough purchase on that to find a teammate, and Trinity East would come away with it. They have looked the lively of the team so far. Well, that should be too heavy. Thought he saw the run there of Daniel. Daniel not on the same page as Prince, and goes for a throw. So it's still goalless between St. Augustine and Trinity East as the rain pours. There's an old saying in Trinidad and Tobago, I know you're familiar with those. Rain falling, sun shining.
Well, no, but it's really, this one is strange, because you look all around to the right in particular, it's all blue sky. I mean, it's incredible. And it's just over the stadium. There's this heavy cloud, and it's bringing the rain.
Oh. Thought you were going to say something about a monkey being married. If you're from Trinidad and Tobago, you know exactly what I'm talking about. if you're a certain age at least. That's a foul. Well, St. Augustine will have a free kick attempt to try and make an entrance into the Trinity East area. They haven't done so. The only shot of the match came from outside the area, and well, they're not going to get the lock this time. Well, he just bullied his way to take that away from him, Barnwell. Well, it's a heavy touch there from Providence, and almost gave away a corner. He does, in fact, give away a throw now.
Yeah, careless on the part of Providence, actually, the skipper. The ball was played back to him. He took his eye off the ball, I believe, to just see where his left back was. And in so doing, it went under his boot. And he was lucky to survive in terms of not giving away a corner. But in the meantime, it seems to be a man down in the middle. It could very well be Wills. Shamaki Wills is the man down. Not sure what happened with him. He's getting the little bit of water and maybe the magic spray. And once that happens, it's going to be all right. Seems to be a knee problem, James, with him.
But I thought you were going to say the water is the magic.
Water. Now, actually, it's not Wills. It seems to be, let's see, the man there. It looks like Piper, the man, because he's making his way off at the moment, because he's got to go off before he can come back on. So it is Piper, the man off.
Well, play will be allowed to continue. St. Augustine throw, just not connecting with a green shirt.
So all the green shirts were having water at the moment. Strange.
Well, maybe here they can get something. It's well won back by Trinity East to look to attack to Fosting, and this is a foot race that he could win here. Fosting gets there first and couldn't get it around the goalkeeper this time. And he might have won a corner. He has won a corner.
Where was the keeper going, James? Come on, you're a goalkeeper. I mean, a defender was on top of him. There was no need for him to run. Look at this. Where is he going? He has no chance to get the ball. So he just stands there, really and truly. And luckily for him, it was played out for a corner. And that's the thing. We've seen so many times, James, not only in secondary schools league, in football in general.
Oh, this looks good. Oh, the scorpion kick. Looks fancy. Not effective though, but it did look aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, we've seen so many times in football in general. Let's just have a look at is it the scorpion kick? Not too sure whether it's the scorpion or rabbit or whatever. But anyway, at the end of the day, James, you know, I have seen defenders on top of forwards running with the ball or going to goal, and the defender is shackling him, and all of a sudden the goalkeeper comes out for no reason, as if he feels, well, 2-on-1 is better, but he ends up 9 out of 10 times in no man's land.
To his credit though, he did cut the angle significantly.
Okay, we'll give him credit then.
Just Prince.
Because you're the goalkeeper. If you say cut the angle, I'll agree with you.
All's well that ends well, Colin Murray. If you read Shakespeare, all that's just well cut off. If I can't quite remember what happens after that title. Hospitalis runs into some trouble. Well intercepted by Frank Williams. Figaro, Daniel, Prince, looking for Fostin, and
trouble again.
Again, he's cut through the green defense like knife to butter. This time, Fostin can't get around the goalkeeper yet again. He's had a good game so far, the goalkeeper for St. Augustine, Tyrese Andrew Delis.
So he's another corner, but again, you're leaving for now. Brito. It appears to me Brito is the man who's got to be shackling Fostin. But you can't leave Brito on a one-on-one. Fostin is going to outrun him all the time. Either Fostin gives himself a couple of yards. Look at that. You know, from the time Brito stops, Fostin goes again. And, you know, it's either they decide to let the last man come back a little, withdraw slightly, so that Foston is not going to find themselves one-on-one.
Well, this one is into the goalkeeper, and wow, flashed across the face of goal, and somehow nobody was there. Well, they're lucky, St. Augustine, they're living dangerously.
Yeah, no one attacked that, and you would have thought somebody would have been attacking that ball just in around the 6-yard box. Let's have a look at the corner. It bounced before the man well, he missed the header, and then nobody was coming in at the far post. Strange.
He almost scored a direct corner there, Barnwell.
Yeah.
He missed an open shot, but he almost scored a corner. Well, can St. Augustine break free? Decide to go back. A wall of yellow shirts ahead of St. Augustine. Well, they're patient. Wills. Grab Sandy. And Paul was looking to pick out the run of Ferdinand, who steaming down that right-hand side, just too straight. Who's going to win this one? Hill gets his big body in the way. And turns like a top.
Riley Hill tends to play wide for Trinity East, had a double a brace in the last game. Tends to be very wide. He is the one who gives Trinity East the width, James, on the right-hand side, and then you've got Prince giving them the width on that left-hand side, and they're pretty effective. And then Foston, of course, going straight through the middle as they playing the strike-up.
Certainly a well-coached Trinity East. Dwayne Davis, the head coach. They've got the experience of Trevor Nottingham, who is the goalkeeper coach, and Hayden Martin, who's a technical advisor. Hayden Martin, of course, is a coach's instructor here in Trinidad and Tobago, well known.
Yeah, he was at St. Mary's many years ago. Actually, when he was coaching St. Mary's, I was coaching Fatima. And
was that the time you lost?
No. We lots of stories on that, James, and I wouldn't go into it here. But we actually went to school together, Hayden Martin and myself. He is an old Fatima boy. And then he went across to coach St. Mary's, and I used to tease him all the time that he's gone to the enemy. But he had a very successful stint with St. Mary's, and then he went on to be a technical advisor to quite a few secondary schools. Yes, right. Go back.
Well, they've dominated the possession for much of this match, Trinity East.
Nice completed passes, James.
64 completed passes.
I'm a little surprised at that, because I thought Trinity had more of the ball and would have completed more passes. Yeah, so St. Mary's so Trinity East has more completed passes. Yeah.
Trinity East, of course.
Which is expected.
They're more direct, so you can expect that pass completion may not be very high all the times because they're taking more risk. St. Augustine, though, only 50% pass completion, only half of their passes, 1 and 2 passes.
And you could see that once they get the ball, Trinity is putting them under some pressure. So they're quickly trying to hustle their passes, and once you start hustling your passes and you know you're not getting time on the ball, you're going to make mistakes.
Well, St. Augustine might look to change that statistic. They barge forward here. Will this be a completed pass? It is a completed pass. One of ones to complete the finish as well. Just couldn't bend it enough to sink into that far post.
Yeah, Jamil Cooper was the man who should have put it away. He was right, he was in position. Everything was right about that. Let's look at the run. The run was good. The pass back to Cooper was excellent from the byline. He just couldn't keep it down. But here goes Trinity East.
Riley Hill trying to find this man out wide. Not this time. Or maybe no. Hill. Daniel. Figaro. Prince. Loses possession, but he wins it back, Prince. And, well, that was very airy-fairy in the end.
Ready?
Didn't quite drive it down at goal, Prince. Got himself into a wonderful position.
It went well inside. They drew him inside and he
St. Augustine secondary. Green Machine, several times East Zone champions. A long way from that these days, but it's always a cycle in secondary school football. You have teams that had their era, and then another team rises after that.
Yeah, St. Augustine for a long time ruled the East and even went into national finals and did very, very well. And I remember one final, I keep harassing my good friend Tony Gray. You know him well, James. They call him Anthony Hollis Gray.
That's your best friend, isn't he?
Yeah, and he was saving for St. Augustine in a final, a national final, in the Oval. And against Fatima, and of course Fatima won 1-0, and he dived over the ball, and I've never let him forget it. I said to him, it was better you went to play cricket on the field rather than goalkeep. But that was one of his proud moments, that he kept goal for St. Augustine in an INTERCOL, national INTERCOL final, be it not just a zonal final.
Yeah, of course, Anthony Gray went on to be a West Indies player, cricketer, fast bowler. Speaks of the quality of athletes that would have come out of St. Augustine.
Many good athletes, and they've always been a well-coached team. They've had some really good coaches as well over the years, Kenny Thomas and Michael Grayson. They've been really well-coached.
Both former coaches of mine, by the way. Yes, Foston. Yard of space and nobody home as he came calling.
And that's where Prince missed the boat there. He should have been, as Foston was making the run, he should have been going wide and on the far post, looking to get that cross in. And he just stood up. A lot of them now, they stand up and look at Foston and said, okay, he's going to do it by himself. But sometimes he needs the support.
Well, this is wayward. But it does find a green shirt and, well, a high boot. And the referee allows it to continue. Still a battle for this one, but the touch is heavy and gives it right back to Trinity East.
Well, we're coming up to 25 minutes in this game, and it's still goalless. So you've got to give a lot of credit so far to St. Augustine, because they've been really very plucky, and they're not being overrode at all by Trinity East.
So roll all the way through to Daniel. Hill. Oh, he's fortunate that he has the support to pick up the wayward pass. But again, he's just poking holes in the Green Machine defense. Hill, he has options. Looking for Prince here. Foston is backing as well, but Prince makes connection. Not the type of connection he wanted, but it was deflected, and it will be a corner.
Yeah, when you get those kind of crosses coming in, you really want to run onto it and hit it with the lacing. But he was cramped for room because Foston, I think, was ahead of him, and there was a St. Augustine player as well. So he sort of was angling his body, trying to place it into the bottom corner or into the far corner. And it would have been a very difficult type of skill for him to really get that ball into the far corner of the net. It's the kind of volley you really want, James, that you can run onto and hit it bang with the laces.
Well, it's the kind of volley that will put you in the headlights. Play of the day moment, maybe. Well, tell you what's not a play of the day moment, that corner from Barnwell.
Yeah, that's a poor corner, isn't it? He's a better kicker than that. I've seen Barnwell over a few games. He's got a good left foot, and he tends to go down that left side and get the ball over. So obviously they're using him with that right-sided corner for him to curl that ball going to the far post. But unfortunately, that's his second corner we've seen and hasn't been really good. Costin
have struggled in their pass completion, and something perhaps that the coaches will have to look at next season. They are quite a young unit. Well, tried a very interesting control there. Successful in the end, and he's going long. Oh, look at this. Word. Came up board upright, but it's still alive.
Prince.
But Prince is the Prince of the Larry Gomes Stadium this evening, because he completes the demolition job. One man started, it never brought down the foundation, but Prince had his eyes on the prize all the way into the back of the net, and he puts Trinity East 1-0 ahead in the National Intercol semi-final East Zone.
And you notice the change, James, that Foston went over to the far side. He took up Prince's position. Prince went in the striking role. Let's have a look. And he attacked the wing back and came inside, and then bang! Comes off the post, goes and comes right back out, and give Prince credit following up, put it into the back of the net. That was not an easy volley to put away, but it hit one post, went on to the other one, then came out. Really and truly, there was a Prince putting it into the back of the net. But really, that goal totally belonged to Foston, Jaheim Foston.
Well, goal made by Foston and distributed by Prince. And it puts Trinity East 1-0 ahead. What a goal that is. And it shows good awareness, though, from Prince to follow up after that shot came up both upright. Well, you had to be aware to get in the right position.
Yeah, because everybody was ball watching at the time. They hit one post and they said, well, it started to go in. They said, well, that's going to go in. And they hit the other post. By then, the St. Augustine defenders, they're just about waking up. And Prince was already onto the ball. And but Trinity's deserve it. And we've said before the start, we said at the start, we said during the first 15 minutes, Jaheim Foston, they've got to pay close attention to him. If they don't, he's going to make them pay, and he's made them pay.
Certainly has. Well, how will the Green Machine respond to that last assault?
They mustn't drop their heads, though. Because they started well, and they've got to pick it back up and keep running at the Trinity East team. Make the chances. They had a wonderful chance through Cooper, who hit it over the bar. So they have created a couple chances. So they shouldn't just, bow their heads and think, well, they're beaten. It's a long way still to go. We've got, another 61 minutes left in this game. So it's a lot of time for St. Augustine, the Green Machine, to come back into it.
Well, the Green Machine, they certainly dominated the early 2000s. In fact, from 2001 to 2012, they won 6 East Zone titles, including 4 consecutively from 2005 to 2009. So they are a team that have a historical pedigree, but at the moment, you're looking at pedigree, and you've got to mention Trinity East there. Head and shoulders at the moment above St. Augustine. Here they go again, Riley Hill. Oh, that's a heavy tackle, a good tackle as well. The coach did say before the match as well, he felt that his young charges have improved, and I don't think many people can disagree that they have improved somewhat St. Augustine. Yeah,
they look a little better here than the last time we've seen them. The thing with them, they've leaked goals at the back, and that has been their problem. I mean, even against Valencia, they were down at one stage. They were down at one stage 3-2. It went to 3-all, and then it suddenly ended up 6-3 in favor of St. Augustine. But when you leak 3 goals in against a championship team, you expect when you come up against a Premier Division team, it's going to be even tougher for you.
Daniel will take the corner. But
what's happened to Barnwell?
It's the third corner ticket that we've had. Barnwell, of course, replaced Foston, who I thought is delivering some excellent corners.
That's right.
Oh, this isn't bad from Daniel. And he picks out a yellow shirt, but he just couldn't find the target. He picks out Foston, in fact.
Yeah, but the tall figure of, who is that coming from the back? I think the tall figure of, is it Riley? The tall figure of Riley. He's easily 6 foot plus.
Figaro was in there as well. Well, how will they react to the latest shock, St. Augustine? Defensively, they haven't been too disorganized. Offensively, though, it's a different story. Just one shot on target, a shot from distance. Got to find solutions in that area. Maybe here they can. And, well, that's well defended.
You see, James, when you plan your game against the opposition, you've got to look at the danger men on that opposition team, and you've got to plan for them. in my view, they haven't really planned for Foston. And, you know, he's, at the moment, he's being allowed to do what he wants. And you can't, he's gone over to that far side. So you've got to also engage a wide midfielder and says, listen, you've got to assist the right back. And both of them have got to look at Foston, especially, and double teaming, double tackling, because that's the only way you're gonna, you know, not get him to make those passes.
O'Brien spreads it out wide, finding a bit more space now as he tries to angle it into the run of Ferdinand.
He does well to keep it.
Dallas, in fact.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, Daniel got in the way, didn't he? Hasn't been a bad player, Daniel, the right back for Trinity East. He's been quite active on both ends of the field, both in defense and attack. That's a short corner, one taken under no real pressure. And Trinity East are allowed to, well, just show out of the back with it. And they come forward, they're getting lots of spaces now. Yeah, and he's needed no space as he made his own as he ran past the man. Well, dancing classes now, and a heavy challenge in the end, and it gives away a throw very close to the corner flag.
And that's one of Barneswell's trademark runs. He tends to go down that left side. He's obviously got the permission of the coach to use the width of the field, go down that left side, get the ball over. And we've seen him in a few of the games do that repetitively, going down that left side and getting the ball over. Here, I think he just lost a little bit of control of the ball and it ran away from him.
Also to Augustine, they're finding some space of their own to push forward. Well, he's got numbers ahead of him and he can't get past any of them despite their dancing feet.
He should have done well, because look at Barnwell. Barnwell was the one who was out of position, and that's why they had so much room. And when you get that type of room, you've got to capitalize on it.
Well, that's well won back by Trinity East, Frank Williams. Figaro gets Daniel involved on the heavy guard. Chooses the option of Figaro. He's looking for options, movement ahead of him is Prince. And he chooses the right one, in fact, as he tried to get it back into Frank Williams, who was well marshaled. How about St. Augustine? Can they get an attack going? Well, he hasn't had many passing options, and that one just proving it cut out by Riley Hill, who then proceeds to give away possession. So just a bit scrappy the game has gotten in the last few minutes. Both teams giving away easy possession. Oh, there's a man down.
Yeah, that's
Hospitalis.
Hospitalis, yeah. Wonder what happened. He just went down. Not sure if he's cramping, but there shouldn't be. We're just 35 minutes in the game. I'd be very disappointed if he's cramping up already. It's a hot day, but still.
Just look like he suffered a knock though. The magic spray comes out.
The magic spray comes out, works wonders.
But I don't think the players will mind though as they make their way across to the various technical areas. I think it's an opportunity to get some hydration. It is quite hot. These matches do start at 1:30 p.m. local time, just after midday.
Yeah, but they've got to be careful because it's not an official water break. The referee can restart the game anytime he wants.
That's a fair point. Well, seems very sporting though, the referee.
Yes, he's gone way down to the goalkeeper. Is it that's what you mean?
Well, play will restart, and Hospitalis is still off the field, but he's back on his feet. Asalam gets Wills involved. Grab a Sandy. Hospitalis, who's back in action, and he proceeds to give away possession just as soon as he came on. Well, they can't open his space here. Frank Williams. Prince is ahead of him. He does find Prince. Gets Riley Hill involved. He has to be quick. Samoa gets past two, but he doesn't get past the third.
And give St. Augustine credit there, James. There were 6 green shirts starting to pour back. When Prince gave that ball to Hill, there were 6 green shirts. And there really were very few options for Hill.
Have been pretty organized defensively. Just not convinced of the attacking prowess just yet, St. Augustine.
Yeah, at some point in time, they'll have to decide when they've got to throw it. Obviously not now, because the game is still young. But this man, Cooper, he needs some support up front, because at the moment, you only got Cooper there. And we really, you know, from a St. Augustine perspective, they really need to get some more striking power.
Well, it is a foul against the Green Machine. It's taken by Whiteman. Riley Hill, 1v1. This is where he thrives in these types of situations. Got Daniel overlapping. Gets Figaro involved. Back to Riley Hill. Well, need to move the ball a bit quicker. The instructions from the bench, and the first attempt to do so, they give away possession. Well, they're battling for this one, and the green shirt winning this one. Well, just out muscle, wasn't he? And he's going to be taken to the cleaners here, and they're going to look for a shot.
Oh.
And here's a shot that gets the far corner. The goalkeeper might feel he could have done a bit better, but the shot, you can't fault it for quality, and it's the quality that puts Trinity East 2-0 in front.
Well, let's have a look at this. He goes past the defender, has it on his left foot. The angle is really not good. He went to the left of the keeper, going down into the far corner. But really and truly, you would expect the keeper to do better. He was, to me, he was hugging that first post a little too much, and he gave the angle for Frank Williams to go to his left into the far corner. And I think if he looks back at that, goalkeeper DeLeese, he would be disappointed that he did not save that.
Positionally, just not hitting the mark there, goalkeeper DeLeese. Not taking anything away from the strike, though. It was a very good strike.
It was a good strike. There's no doubt about it. The angle, he did well, Frank Williams. He got past the defender, and he aimed for that far corner. But I just saw the goalkeeper, his positioning was not good enough. And once he got beaten, then it was going into the back of the net.
So the boys from Trinity East, they lead by 2-0. And well, had to do it, come around well. Wills clear the danger, but he's given back the possession quite cheaply to Frank Williams. The scorer of the second goal is Fostin. Yet to get on the score sheet, Fostin, but he certainly has been a clear and present danger.
The thing is, they can't concede again before half. It's 2-0. They need to go back in. They need to go back in at 2-0, and if they go back in at 2-0, it means the St. Augustine coach can sit down and chat a little bit to his team, tell him where they're going wrong, what they need to do to pick themselves up and go back in the second half. If they go another goal down, I think that's going to be cleanest for them before half time. That is.
So 5 minutes remaining in the first half of this contest, one thoroughly dominated by Trinity East. And well taken goals have created the lion's share of chances. A team from Twin City, situated just behind the Twin City Mall, a very popular shopping destination here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, and just further up, I see there's another huge mall. I know you're a man, you're into fashion and all these things, James, so you would know about all these malls. I see another huge mall going up somewhere up in the back there. I don't know the name of it, but it looks humongous.
Yeah, it's right next to the school, in fact, walking distance.
From the school?
Yeah, wow, what a joy it must be to go to school near a mall.
Yeah, the only thing is when you go to school, you're not supposed to have all that money. But it
can't have everything in life going your way, does it?
Thing is, James, when you're that young, you need the money and you don't have it, isn't it? Always looking to buy
You have
something.
the energy, you have everything. Just not the funds. Oh, that's clever. And that's even better, but this time he runs into traffic. Pace of the game has slowed down significantly. The hot conditions might attest to some of that. Figaro. Oh, that's a Moses-like ball, but this time he didn't part the sea. And this one, long, looking for that man Cooper to get involved. Not accurate enough.
They need to get somebody up front with Cooper. If they're going at halftime 2-0, they need to get somebody in with Cooper up front. And even if you're going to play these long balls that Cooper is going to get onto, he's got to be able to knock it off to somebody. So they need to get a second man up front. I heard the coach, I thought he said they were playing with 2 strikers. But so far, we're only seeing Cooper up front. They've got to get another striker up front at the start of that second half.
Well, they have a set piece where they can't dump it in the area. But he dumped it off the field, didn't he? Needed a compass for that one because didn't have his directions in check. Yeah, he's disappointed. Knows he could have done better. And well, the errors continue, this time from Trinity East. And St. Augustine will have another opportunity.
Not a bad crowd coming in so far for this first game when you think it started at 1:30, James. And I think it's going to build for the second game. That San North, Arima North game. That should be an interesting game. But of course, Arima North in the championship, even though they're going to probably try and come up next year. And here goes Foston.
Well, he's on his run. Oh, he's taking his man for drinks. Oh, what a save that is! That is save of the tournament, Colin Murray. I have not seen a better save than that in the COCA-COLA INTERCOL.
Well, I tell you what, the run from Foston, he cut inside beautifully and he cracked it. I didn't expect the shot, so I don't think the keeper did. Here he goes. All of a sudden he stops. Wham! Comes inside and he hits it one time. Look at this. Badang! What a save. What a save. But the move from Foston was superb. I thought he may have touched it again before, but as he came across, he just hit it with that left foot. A beauty.
I'm calling dibs on that. That's a Sports Max app moment.
Already? Okay, James, James, there's 46 minutes left in the game.
There's nothing that's going to be better than what I just saw.
You're a typical goalkeeper. Typical goalkeeper. So what? How can I argue with that? I can't argue with that. But that was a brilliant save. It really, really was. I tell you what. If you look at Delis with that save, he would be so disappointed when he looks back and see the first 2 goals that he conceded. Even though the first goal from Prince was a difficult one. But look at this. Look at the move from Foss. Wasn't that great? He beat 2 defenders in that one move, and he just hit it one time with that left foot.
The thing is, his body was going the opposite way. Yeah. The goalkeeper, Delis, and his arms. Wow.
I honestly don't think he expected the shot.
Oh, this is searching from Daniel. And it's a free header and a good punch from Delis.
Did well.
Well, we are inside the 1 minute of time that was added to the first period. Still 2-0. Trinity East. Is there to be one more exploration forward for Trinity?
I tell you, he's kept them in the game. That's the important thing for St. Augustine. Delis.
Daniel. He's got a ton load of space ahead of him. Tried to pick out Prince, but traffic was too heavy.
Foston was standing all by himself wide and nobody saw him. Amazing.
Well, talking about traffic, he's running into traffic. It's Frank Williams. He's harassed and hassled, but he keeps possession well. Daniel. This time they see Foston, and this time it's the halftime whistle. 2-0, Trinity East.
Yes, so it's 2-0. Trinity East leading at the half. The goals coming in the 27th and 39th minute. The first by Prince, the second coming by Frank Williams. And he easily scored the second goal. A really good move from Jeremiah Frank Williams to make it 2-0. So we're at the half here. at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Trinity College East, they lead in this first COCA-COLA East Zone INTERCOL semi-final, and it's 2-0. St. Augustine lead at the half. So we're going to take a break. Welcome back here to the Larry Gomes Stadium. We're at the half in the first East Zone, the COCA-COLA East Zone semi-final, INTERCOL semi-final. It's Trinity College East. They're leading St. Augustine Secondary by 2-0. Let's have a look at the highlights. So from the whistle, St. Augustine started pretty well actually. They had the first shot, which was a really good shot that Dalrymple had some trouble. He eventually caught on to it, but and then it was the Foston shoe. Had a shot there from a very difficult angle. It went outside, and then he was able to pick up this ball, go inside of the defender, and then he squared it back, and there was Barnwell, the simple task of just pushing the ball into the back of the net, and he hit it over bar. And then there was the as James Saunders described, the scorpion kick that went outside. But then this was a really good chance for St. Augustine. The ball was sent right into Cooper. He got it on the volley and he did it over the bar. Then a shot from Prince that went over the bar as well. Foston was created problems. and had a shot, came off the post, went on to the other post, and then Prince following up. There is the shot. It hit both of the posts before Prince was able to put it away. And in the 27th minute, Trinity College East went 1 goal up. But they were not done there because they kept on going and running at this St. Augustine team. And there goes Frank Williams, goes past the defender and slaps it away from the keeper. He was covering too much, I thought, towards that first post, and he put it into the far corner, and it's 2-0. But here was the move so far of the match. Even though it didn't result in a goal, Foston cut back nicely, smashed it with his left foot, and what a save there from Andrew Delis. So he just was flying to his left and pushed it over the bar. Let's have a look at the stats. 9 shots to 4 for Trinity College East, 9 St. Augustine 4. 4 shots on target for Trinity College East, 1 for the St. Augustine team, 2 fouls to none, no yellow cards, no red cards, no offsides, 5 corners for Trinity College East, none so far for St. Augustine. Look at that, 20 saves for the St. Augustine keeper, just 1 for the Trinity College East, and the possession 58 to 42 in favor of St. Augustine. So let's go down to Hans. He's there with James at the half.
Thank you very much, Colin Murray. James Saunders, 2-0 is the score. Trinity College East over St. Augustine Secondary School. Does the scoreline reflect the talent on display here this afternoon?
Yeah, I think it certainly does. Trinity East have been, quite arguably, not arguably, undisputably the most possessing team in that half. Of course, they've been occupying this half. I looked at the statistics, some statistics that some of our viewers may not be aware of, and they've been in this half for 25 of the 45 minutes, which means that they've pretty much dominated the game. You look at the 58% possession, and that tells one story, but also they have been stringing the passes together. 20 saves, more saves to St. Augustine keeper. They've got 9 shots on target, and they've scored 2 of those chances. So I think it's well reflective of what we have seen so far in the game, and the team that deserves to be on top is on top.
Well, let's recap what the coaches said before the game, all courtesy Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling. We spoke to Trinity College East coach, Coach Davis, and this is what he had to say.
Coach Davis, how big is this match for you against St. Augustine?
It's a big occasion for the guys playing in a East Zone semi-final. We have never won the INTERCOL East Zone, so the guys want to really get there and try and get the job done this year.
Potential first time getting to a final and perhaps winning the East Zone. How are you going to approach this match?
Just as we normally approach any match, we practice based on what we want to execute in the match, based on the opponents, try to be pragmatic, try to be consistent in what we do. So hopefully we can execute today and be successful again.
What would they say are the keys to this match to win?
Well, goals.
Well, that's simple enough.
Simple as that, goals.
Thanks so much.
From what he said to what actually happened, do you think it's an alignment, James?
Yeah, what he said, somewhat it is an alignment. His team have been, quite confident in terms of possession. They have defended astutely as well, and I think, that he's on target so far, and I expect that we will see some more performance from his team in the second half as well.
Well, St. Augustine Secondary has a new coach this entire season in Tacoma Jones, and this is what he had to say before the game. Once again, this interview brought to you courtesy Coca-Cola.
Trinity East is in front of you, Coach. How are you going to approach this match?
We're going to try to keep it compact, right? Because we know they are coming at us. So we'll try our best defensively to keep it compact. Yeah.
What are the keys to get a victory today?
Keys to get a victory today, we're going to try to play on the counter, right? Try to get it to our main strikers and see what they can do, all right?
Do you see any improvements with your team from what we've seen in the season?
They have. I don't know if some people were looking at the game after the Benedict's game. Right, we started to improve after Fatima. My colleagues expressed the same thing, that we have seen improvement. The Speyside game, we were leading 2-1. Right, and then defensively we struggled there. Right, so after that, the Valencia game, we actually crossed the hurdle now. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you. Okay.
Coach Tacoma Jones, he spoke about the improvements in the team, and he also spoke about playing on the counter. Is that strategy working today, James?
Yeah, well, so far I think he's right. This is a team that has improved. I saw them early in the game against Arima College, early in the season, and it's a different team that I'm seeing today.
Yeah.
I think defensively they've been pretty organized so far. However, what I'd like to see more from St. Augustine is having more outlets going forward, and to get that counter-attacking play. He's got to find solutions at halftime to get more bodies going forward when they do have the rare possession, and that's why I think they could tweak and perhaps might be able to pull themselves back in the game, although I think this Trinity East team perhaps might be a bit too strong for them.
All right, well, we'll find out if St. Augustine Secondary can find some glory in the second half. Score confirmation here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Trinity College East 2, St. Augustine Secondary, the green machine, unable to find the back of the net. We'll be right back with more COCA-COLA INTERCOL semi-final East Zone action.
Well, mission possible or impossible for one of these teams. Trinity East, at the moment, it's all possible. We'll lead by 2-0 against St. Augustine Secondary. 45 minutes separates the winners from the team that will move into the final next week. James Saunders is my name. Welcome back to COCA-COLA INTERCOL action here at the Larry Gomes Stadium. I'm joined by Colin Murray, and we've seen a first half dominated by Trinity East. What are the keys to the game for both these teams in the second half?
Well, the thing is, St. Augustine's got to do this. They've got to be a little tighter at the back. Got to watch Foston. I've been saying that from the minute one. He is the danger man. Prince is a good player coming wide from the left. Riley Hill is also good coming wide from the right. But Foston is the danger man. He's the man that's going to run at the defense. He's the man that's going to create the chances. He's the man, if you give him the opportunity, he's also going to take the chances. We've seen two shots, one that resulted in a goal and one that brought off that tremendous save from Delis. You know, so he's the danger man. They've got to pay a little bit more attention on him. Even when he picks up the ball, they've got to look to double tackle him. And having said that, they've now got to push forward. He talked about counter-attacking, but when you counter-attack, you got to have numbers going forward. You can't counter-attack with one person. So he's got to get somebody up front as well with Cooper. Once he does that, who knows? If they can get an early goal in the second half, they can probably put the Trinity East defense under some pressure. And you know, once the score gets to 2-1, anything after that is possible.
So the team's all lined up and ready. Of course, COCA-COLA, the official sponsor of the INTERCOL. And what a tournament, a prestigious tournament of the years here in Trinidad and Tobago. Premier knockout competition of the Secondary Schools Football League.
I think St. Augustine have made a substitution. It seems number 2 has come on. Jabrili Williams. He's come on at a right back position. And I'm not sure who he's come on for, but we'll have to give you that in a while.
Well, he gets his first touch. Yeah. And, well, hasn't touched it yet. Still have to wait for him to get his first touch as that one went out, and it would be a throw for St. Augustine. But he can consider a throw first touch maybe for Williams. Oh, there we go. Technically his first touch.
Oh, right. I'm trying to look to see who he's come on for. I don't know if it's a straight.
Might be Wills in the defense.
Swap.
Yeah, centre back Wills has been shifted.
It could be. I'm looking for Wills.
Trinity East skipper. Well, give his goalkeeper a touch. It's something he hasn't had much of the first half. Just one save he made earlier on. Well, it's won by St. Augustine. He made a very good point about counter-attacking, and already they're getting more numbers forward. And, well, he did have a right to try, but the outcome not as anticipated.
No, that's Asalam, wasn't it, that took that shot? And was it O'Brien? Yeah, okay. But that was there's confirmation of the substitution. Williams on for Wills.
Oh, that's acrobatic, if anything. And already see a more positive outlook from St. Augustine secondary, although they do give away possession. Haven't had much passing sequences going for them. Although they did manage to string together 7 passes in the first half. By contrast, Trinity East, their best possession spell, 10 passes.
Yeah.
So it will be a corner, or throw rather, for St. Augustine secondary, deep in their half. Now can't get it past this Trinity East shirt, and trouble could open up here. It's fought well to win this one. Prince has some assistance from Riley Hill. Just swings it across the area, and the goalkeeper is quite grateful to see that one roll out harmlessly.
Well, it's a corner. So
is it?
Yeah, it took a deflection, and obviously Delis didn't realize that because he was very casual, never tried to hustle to get the ball. But it's going to be a corner for Trinity East, a left-sided corner. So I'm a little surprised because it did seem when Hill took the shot, it did seem to me that there was some kind of deflection. But I thought the younger eyes of Delis would have been better served. But obviously it wasn't James.
Daniel at the back door. Is anybody home? Well, there was. Just couldn't find the target. And it will be a goal kick this time, although might have had his instep stepped on. Goal scorer, of course. And, well, take his time here. Seems to be a collision as well, because Griff Sandy is also down as well, so both medical staff will have to attend to the players on the field at the moment. Didn't exactly see what caused the collision. I'm sure we'll have a better look in a minute. Well, this is what's happened. And he just got up there and, well, that absolutely clears it, but it might have been, stepped on him when he went down.
Yeah.
Not sure what the issue with Griff Sandy is, though.
There's Griff Sand. He's limped off, so he's going to get some treatment.
Well, players restarted, and St. Augustine, in a positive fashion, tried to get it forward. And it's well defended. It will be a throw. Well, absolutely more positive than what we saw in the first half so far from St. Augustine.
Well, it seems that O'Brien is pushing up now. He's abandoned that defensive, well, the midfield role, and is more pushing up to support Cooper, and he's got to do that. But here comes Trinity East.
Well, space has opened up nicely here for Frank Williams, and he has a goal that isn't too far from the top corner. Well, it took a few breaths away here at the Larry Gomes Stadium.
It's not a bad effort from Frank Williams. He got it under control. That's another good move from Trinity East to go up that right side, and a pinpoint pass inside from Riley Hill, and there's the control. He looks up, has the time and the room and to hit it, and unfortunately just didn't hit it on target.
It's good to see he's back on his feet, though. He was down for quite a while earlier. Well, when you're this age, seem to bounce back and recover really quickly. Something that you don't have forever as you get older.
That's true. Very true.
Well, here's young Fostin. I reckon he might fancy his chance from this distance. It's a long way out.
Is he really going to go goal from here?
Well, not sure if he attempted a shot or a pass, but he's given St. Augustine a chance here, and he could be away, but Fostin illegally intercepts. But he had to do that, didn't he?
Yeah, Cooper did well. Cooper, the thing with Cooper is if you give him a little bit of room, James, you give him a little bit of yard, he's got some pace, and once that ball goes in front of him, he's going to run it down, and he's a good player, Cooper. He just needs, to me, he just needs some support.
Trinity East. Well, they've struggled for some sort of momentum since they restarted.
There is Marvin Fostin, the former strike squad, and of course the father of Jaheim Fostin. And actually 2 seats away from him, there is that ball going over the bar. 2 seats away from him is Wayne Shepherd, and Wayne Shepherd of Fatima, coach of PAS. He's played for Fatima.
He's also the vice president of the Coaches Association to the right of the screen.
Yeah.
And what if you span a little to the right some more? You would see the Fatima coach assistant coach, Stephen Williams, is also there.
Yep, they're
scouting.
Yep. Well, the thing is, the winners of the North Zone, and I don't know if Steve Williams counted his chickens before the hatch, but the winner of the North Zone, I think, meets the winner of the East Zone. So it's interesting that he's come to have a look at these two teams.
They're always scouting, aren't they?
Well, you got to know what your opposition it looks like and the strengths and weaknesses of the opposition, because I've always said, James, no matter how good a team you are, you got to also know the weaknesses of the opposition and the strengths of the opposition, because they can hurt you.
Well, Bandwell would look to swing one in. They've lacked a bit of fluency that we saw in the first half. Trinity East in the second. It's Cruel. Well, they've lost it to St. Augustine, but Cruel does well to win it back.
it's a bit of a stop-start so far this second half. Some of the passes going astray. This guy on the ball now, Riley Hill, he's a good passer of the ball. So as soon as I say that, he give it away. But he tends to be a good passer of the ball, tends to come in wide from that right-hand side. So he's a bit of a danger.
Well, they did get in excess of 190 touches in the first period. Trinity East.
That's a nice ball from Boston.
Good defending.
That's Brito, isn't it? Yeah, looks like Brito. He's had a good game. He's had it tough because a lot of the times he was in a one-on-one situation with Forston, and Forston is very speedy. But Brito has done well, I think. He's really defended well.
So it's a corner. Will be taken short. Has numbers in the area. Can he find one of them? Coming in at the back door. Well, collision with the goalkeeper. And, well, nobody got it. Frank Williams seems to be the one that was the intended target. And again, goes down in a spot of bother. Tit seemed to go in hard with the goalkeeper, did he? Was
a lovely ball, actually, from Forston. And look at it was a short corner, the kind of room Forston had. And then look at that lovely ball to the far post, the chip ball.
Riley Hill, in fact.
Yeah, Riley Hill was the man coming in at the back, the tall figure of Riley Hill. And he would be disappointed that he didn't get his head onto that.
Oh, that man did well, though he paid the price, the goalkeeper. Riley Hill is back on his feet.
Yeah, that's good news.
Well, don't forget, coming up after this, Arima North. They will be coming up against
Sanwo North. That should be a cracker.
One of the North teams from the East.
Yeah, the thing with Sanwo North, I would expect Arima North. They haven't played against Sanwo North, and they would have, to me, they would have done their homework. You know, the two big targets, Noel and Swede, they must be stopped. If Arima North has to win this game, they've got to stop Noel and they've got to stop Swede.
I'm quite excited to see Noel. I've heard a lot about him. I haven't done any games since when he's played, but they're calling him the schoolboy Haaland.
Yeah, he scores. He reminds me of can I go back to the old days, James? Luciano Woodley. Luciano Woodley in the 70s, 60s, 70s played for St. Mary's College. And Luciano Woodley would have no coverage at that time. And Luciano Woodley, St. Mary's would win 3-0, Woodley would score all three and would have touched the ball 5 times. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. He just was always in the right position to put the ball in the back of the net. And Larry Noel is very much like that.
Wrong to score, you call them. That's a good challenge. Gives away a corner. Barnwell will hustle to take. He's taken one corner so far. And, well, you might want to remember that. He has a chance to amend things, though, this time around. Barnwell is deep, looking for Riley Hill. And, well, it's still alive with the yellow shirt. And Prince has a wild swing. Balloons into the air, though. Foston went for the acrobatic and, well, made a circus of it. Why not do?
That was Prince. Now, Prince is he's a better player than that. And then I thought he went for the shot. And then it happened to go to Foston and he went for the, well, very dramatic. But that's the kind of player he is. He's going to try everything. You know, that's what stands out, James, between the average player and the above-average player. They do the unexpected. And it was like the shot. I never expected in the first half when he got in, he twisted, got in front of the two defenders, and all of a sudden he unleashed that left-footed, how should I call it, the bazooka, and Delis was absolutely brilliant.
Well, changes are being lined up for St. Augustine's secondary. And there's a new man coming in, Marcel Valentine will make his first introduction. Marcel Valentine, and he has replaced Alex Piper. So Valentine will tuck into midfield. Piper makes his way off. Straight swap in midfield. Well, earlier, this was Foston.
He just stops, and you would have think, well, he might have ran with the ball further. He just unleashed, didn't he?
And look at that.
That was a brilliant save.
Yeah, that's beauty. I did speak to Trevor Nottingham, the goalkeeper coach, at halftime, and that's all he described it as. Beautiful. Beautiful. As my Spanish friends would say, buenísimo. So good.
Okio.
What does that mean?
Okay.
I learned something today. 3 years old when I found that out. So it's a throw. Quite a bit of hesitation as is a player that is being escorted off the field at the moment. Hence the slight delay that you're seeing.
Yeah, it's let's see. Don't think it's. It looks like
Andrews.
Is it Prophet? No, is it?
Andrews might be the player.
Yeah, it looks like Andrews, the skipper.
Figaro. Foston was chopped deeper. Couldn't pick out Frank Williams. And they scrambled it away, but not far enough. Riley Hill, though, he runs into traffic, and St. Augustine try to get forward now, and just needed to be ahead of that man. And the pass just wasn't good enough. Gifted possession back to Trinity. Oh, the game has lost some rhythm, hasn't it, in the last few minutes?
For sure.
What do you think was said at halftime, though, in the St. Augustine dressing room?
Well, he would have talked in terms of their counter-attacking. There were 2 goals down, and he would have had to say to them, look, guys, we've got to be a little bit more adventurous. We are 2 goals down, we've got to push out a little bit more. We've got to put the defenders under some pressure. And I would have thought the most important thing was to say, look, we've got to give Cooper some support up front. That's the only way. You've got to score goals to get back in the game. So it's no point you lose 2-0. If you lose 5-0, 6-0, it doesn't matter if you try to get goals.
Oh, another man goes down, another player. And just going down like flies at the moment. Might have gotten a rope touch. So painful. Just crossed the hour mark, by the way. As we welcome our viewers all across the Caribbean and North America, joining us on the Sportsmax app. Ouch. Those are painful. Figaro being the guilty man, stepping on the ankle. Also say hello to all of those who are looking at us on YouTube via the Sportsmax channel. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. And of course, share the link. So in the crunch time of the secondary schools INTERCOL, COCA-COLA INTERCOL, many contenders have exited the competition, and the best of the best will compete to get into the finals. We had the Central Zone final decided last evening.
Tomorrow, two big games again. South Zone semi-finals, the COCA-COLA INTERCOL South Zone semi-finals. The 3 big ones, St. Benedict's, Presentation and Arima involved, and with Moruga.
Well, I was just going to say you left out one team.
Yeah, I left them particularly for to say last, because they finished bottom of the table. They're going back down to the championship, and yet they're in the semi-finals of the INTERCOL. Now this will be their big moment, but they're coming up against St. Benedict's. It's going to be a tough afternoon for them.
Yeah, one of the stars of St. Benedict's College is from the Moruga area as well. So I'm sure fans are going to be torn somewhere in between. So this is the penultimate area to be decided for the finals, that is. So, as Colin mentioned, just the South Zone outstanding. Well, St. Augustine, clock ticking down, and their chances of progressing, unless they can get something maybe from this, close to the goalkeeper, he should get there first, and he does. Good hands. But a break could be on though. Figaro. Prince. Lots of space to exploit ahead of him. Chooses to go for Foston. What a take that is from Foston. And that flag didn't go up. The referee might have spotted a handball. It's unfortunate though to take it so nicely on the run. Trinity East several years ago. This would have been a shock result.
That's right. That's right. St. Augustine, several years ago, St. Augustine would have started as favourites.
Riley Hill looking for Prince. Oh, he finds him well in the crowd. Gets it out to Frank Williams. Back to Prince. While they're tussling and they're scrambling to get it far away from goal. Foston gets it back under control. Daniel. That's a wayward pass from Daniel. St. Augustine now trying to find that isolated man, Cooper. And again, no success. To anticipate that we might have some more changes coming up. Trinity East have already sent players to start warming up. It's Figaro. Can he make a difference? Taking the skipper for a run. Might go all the way through to Frank Williams. A sliding challenge keeps it alive. Still with Foston.
That's a good ball.
Well, they're finding more and more space here as the game becomes stretched, and Riley Hill loses it quite easily. Oh, said that, he bullied his way back to win it. Kroll. And boy, tried to find Barnwell, but he miscued his efforts, and St. Augustine here. Again, Cooper this time gets a touch, and it should be escorted safely back into the hands of the goalkeeper.
A little bit of a misunderstanding between him and Whiteman, because he was waiting. Whiteman was waiting for Dalrymple to come forward, and he just realizing that Dalrymple wasn't coming, he had to do the safe thing, and he hooked it away. But a little bit again. That is the type of communication you need between the keeper and the defender, because it's always difficult with the defender coming to the goalkeeper, man on his back. He's not too sure if the goalkeeper is going to get there, so communication is the key. And you would know that, James, of course, as a goalkeeper. I mean, whether good or not, I'm not discussing that. I'm just talking about the communication aspect, that you've got to make it, and you've got to be decisive. You've got to tell your defender early, clear it. You know, danger or whatever. You can't wait till the last moment.
Oh yeah, that's something that Mike, former coach Michael Maurice, would drill into us. Myself, Marvin Phillip, a part of the Star Wars Strikers squad. Speaking of Marvin Phillip, though,
yeah, his son. Yeah, I was about to say that. His son came on as a substitute.
Marcelo Phillip.
Yeah.
He's also a goalkeeper.
Yeah. 13 is he? Is he 13 years old
13
or something?
years old, yeah. Came on for Cappy Chime at East last evening.
That was real good to see that. I didn't realize at the time it was Marvin Phillip's son.
Yeah, like father, like son. He has half a decent career as his father. He would have done well for himself.
Yeah, make that.
So we have another 23 minutes left in this game, and still 2-0. And you just have to think that St. Augustine, they need to get a goal from somewhere. And the only way you can get it is by throwing caution to the wind and going after them. That's what they got to do. You've got to throw caution to the wind now, James. At some point in time, St. Augustine, they've got to say, the coach has got to say, well, enough is enough. And let's attack Trinity East now. And even if you give away another goal or two at that point in time, James, it really does not matter. Here's a chance.
Well, they can get a chance here, and the flag did go up. And unlucky, although he didn't have the best touch on it. But it's something positive, at least, for St. Augustine. And you made that point, Colin, and you indeed feel like you need to see more of that, more adventure from St. Augustine.
Well, it's starting to rain again here at Larry Gomes. We've had mixed weather. It's been very sunny, and then we've had a drizzle. But looking over to the east, looks up like we're going to get a pretty heavy shower coming our way, James?
Yeah, it's a rainbow about as well. Promise. And, well, the weather's been very schizophrenic. And that's being very mild, from hot sun to rain to sun rain to... I don't know what this is. Maybe Faustin can tell us. Oh, look at that! Phenomenal! Well, he had the awareness of a superhero, Jaime Faustin. He came out of nowhere from a searching ball and from a tight angle while he put that into the back of the net, and Daddy somewhere in the stands is smiling. Oh, yes, he is.
Must be smiling, because it really... and that's the beauty about this young man. You never know what to expect of him, and that's that's when you talk about a good forward. He came out of nowhere, and he's made it 3-0, and he's put the game to bed now. Look at that. The ball comes across, and all of a sudden, he was able to take that ball and put it right back into the far corner. Watch that. What a good touch. What an excellent touch from this young man.
Well, I certainly love the awareness, because it seemed like a ball into nobody, really.
Yep.
He was attacking the space. And that's something that a lot of coaches always talk about, attacking the space, and he did that really well.
Was that Riley Hill with the cross again? I think, because I've been admiring Riley Hill and his cross balls, but this was one deep onto the far post, and there was Faustin coming from nowhere. But his control, James, there's Daddy Faustin.
Happy Daddy.
He wants to smile, but he's...
Well, there was big grins on his face just a while earlier.
Yeah, but what was great about it was his control. He was able to get across with that left foot, basically, and guide the ball back across the goal into the far corner. That was an absolutely superb goal.
Well,
in the 69th minute.
They're going to argue about the Sportsmax app moment now. We've got brilliant moments. Austin, and of course the goalkeeper as well.
Well, I think that's it now for St. Augustine. Can't see them getting back 3 goals. When it was 2-0, if they were able to get one, make it 2-1. It's always an uncomfortable position when you're just 1 goal ahead. But now they're 3 goals ahead and only 20 minutes left. I think that's game, set, and match.
Well, St. Augustine in a huge deficit at the moment. Trinity East, well, they're smiling at the moment. Of course, they're the brother school of Bishop Anstey East. 2 colleges on the same compound, pretty much. Trinity East, Bishop Anstey East, of course, a girls' equivalent of Trinity East, which is a boys' school. Is there something for St. Augustine in this game? Trinity East certainly going to make it difficult to get anything. They've been quite stingy at the back, not giving up any real chances. Frank Williams will have to burst his lungs trying to get that one in. Well, the defender does all the heavy lifting. Did see one of the former St. Augustine standouts just a couple of days ago, the youth football tournament. And if you remember the likes of Shane Calderon, former national youth player.
Yeah, that's right. I remember him at St. Augustine, wasn't he? Yeah.
Well, one little known fact about him is his sister has gone on to be a bit more famous than he is. You might know as Nessa Preppy. I'm not quite sure if she went to St. Augustine as well. In fact, she went to the school that's coming up next, Arima.
Oh, she went to Arima Sec, okay.
Dexter, keep it simple.
Oh, the clock winding down, and Trinity East 1 foot in the COCA-COLA INTERCOL Final 2022. Of course, this is the first secondary school competition that we are having post-pandemic. pandemic certainly has served as a great reset for many of the powerhouses in secondary school football. Well, it's gone quite silent, the bench of St. Augustine. Well, it keeps it alive for the green machine. And he tosses well to shield it. And referee judges that he's been fouled. It's a chance for Trinity East to defend. Well, they're putting more bodies forward now. Grab Sandy, gets into an advanced position and a good chance here to perhaps put something over. Needed more quality, you feel. Still not gone. Well, the chance is finally evaporated. Well, it's all about game management now, you feel, for Trinity East. Been well in control of this fixture. No, somebody needs treatment. And it is Barnswell. It's been a tough game. Not particularly physically, but in terms of the pace it has been at, particularly in the hot conditions. It's been mainly hot, although we've had some drizzle. Well, there we go, the Dial Dynamos, Arima North Secondary. They've won the E-Zone quite a couple of times. I think the E-Zone, perhaps like the South Zone, has been the most competitive in terms of the number of winners that we've had.
Yeah, I think so. I think the East Zone has been pretty competitive, even though San Juan North stand out. You know, but on a given day, this Trinity East side can really cause an upset.
Well, headed away.
And then, of course, the South Zone, you've got the three big teams.
But in general, in terms of winners, like zone winners and in terms of INTERCOL winners, you think Arima North, they've been winners on a couple of occasions. El Dorado have been winners on a couple of occasions.
East,
San Juan have been winners a couple of occasions.
And the Blue Thunder.
And then St. Augustine. That's already 4. You think of the South Zone, you think of Princess Town with a couple of titles, Naparima with a couple of titles, Presentation College, a couple of titles, and of course St. Benedict's College. All national winners and have been zone winners from one time or the other. At least in the last 2 decades. Well, the keeper's there first. Frank Williams.
Oh, what a lovely ball. What a lovely ball. He just gently just chipped it nicely over the head of the man, the wing back for Riley Hill to run onto. Really a nice looking ball.
So clock ticking down. It's 12 and a half before the end of the 90. Trinity East quite comfortable at the moment. Oh, that's a good touch. That's the hustle. And he's lost it to Prince, who gives away a throw.
He's had a good game. Prince and Riley Hill on the right side. I like both of them. They're giving Trinity East the width they need, and they're certainly playing good football at the moment.
This one is sent to be chased, and
now you see O'Brien is gone into a striking position, but really and truly he hasn't been they haven't fed him with all that good balls for him to really counter the St. Augustine defense.
Well, the game really stretched at the moment. Space on either side for both teams to exploit. That's a good touch on Foston. He's already scored one good goal, but not this time because the defender has put up a stop sign.
But what a touch, you're quite right. It was an excellent touch. He took it in his stride, and the defender, he defended well. Trying to be a little too cute there.
Well, he's done well to win it back, Foston, showing his defensive attributes as well. And, well,
the idea was good.
Yeah,
He all of a sudden, he tried to get Hill in by playing that. The easier pass was playing in square. But that's what he does. He does some unexpected things. And that's what makes him a really good player.
Well, he was looking for the give and go there.
Yeah,
Prince
he was.
Not on the same page, and Prince tries to go alone. The goalkeeper will gobble up easily in the end.
He was looking for the 1-2. It would have been interesting had Prince played it back to him, because he might have very well been through the heart of the defense.
Oh, that's a big stop sign he ran into there. No room to push forward with Sandy.
That's a bad ball.
So we're approaching the final 10 minutes of this match. COCA-COLA INTERCOL semi-final 1 of the East Zone. Will there be more goals? St. Augustine would certainly hope they can get at least a consolation. Frank Williams has been quite industrious. Scroll. Well, he's done well to create some half a yard for himself. And this time Foston's touch, oh, it's not very good, but Kroll shows him how it's done. Back with Foston. Frank Williams thought for a moment of sending it on a volley. Prince. Oh, he's lost his man well and couldn't find Foston in the end.
Just behind him, wasn't it? Had that been in front of him, it would have been an easy tap in for Foston.
Kroll has been pushing into more advanced areas now, this central midfielder. And, well, thinks that he might have been infringed. The referee assistant doesn't think so. It's a goal kick.
So in the final 10 minutes of this game, and still 3-0. So the Sportsmax app moment. James, what do you think it is?
I'm biased.
Let's have a look at the Sportsmax app.
I'm thinking the goalkeeper, but it's debatable.
You know, you goalkeepers, this sort of.
There we go. I knew I was going to be beat out. Just like Foston beat out everybody to get at the back end of that one.
It was an excellent goal. What was great about it was the touch. He angled it beautifully into the far corner. Everything about that was good.
So good. Buenissimo. And it's our Sportsmax app moment. I'm sure Mama will be proud and expect a warm round of applause as Foston will say sayonara to everybody. It's the end of his afternoon. Will be rested for the final. Kelson Pay will come on to replace him. Well, he's got big shoes to fill, doesn't he, Colin Murray? Kelson Pay
Does.
And what a performance from this man, Naheem Foston.
Yeah, but it's done and dusted. The game is over. Basically 8 minutes to go. I agree. Give him a rest. Let him sit down and let him have a look at his players and just relax for the final.
Well, Kelson Pay, quite a tall figure. And, another substitute, Jonathan Emmerich, will replace Frank Williams, another of the top players in this Trinity East performance. Well, they're choosing to rest players ahead of the finals, it seems. They know that they've got the job completed.
Yeah, the job is done. There's no doubt about it. The job is done. And it's just a matter now of Trinity College East just waiting and waiting out managing the last, 7.5 minutes, the last 7 minutes of the game. Don't do anything silly to let St. Augustine back into the game.
Well, pop to the substitute and he gets his first touch here. And he's muscled out of it. Well, the other substitute gets a touch. And again, his touch letting him down, Emmerich.
That was interesting there. I was saying that was an interesting move from Brito. He's had a good game. There's confirmation of the substitutes pair coming in for Faustin, and a like-for-like swap, and then Emmerich coming in for Frank Williams. Obviously, he's worked so hard, Frank Williams, during the course of today, and I think it's a well-deserved rest he's going to get. There's only one.
Well, you said only one, and I'm sure I can read your mind, Colin Murray. You're thinking about the man of the match.
Yeah, there's only one man of the match, and that's Faustin. He created the first goal, he scored the third goal, and really and truly, all afternoon, he's been a thorn in the St. Augustine defense. He laid on one for Barnwell that Barnwell should have scored.
This is one that hit both uprights before Prince scored it as well.
Yep, that's right. And it's just his movement. What about the shot he took that Delis pushed over the bar that you wanted as your sportsman's that moment?
Keep that there. See that? Up there. Not down there.
Yeah, Faustin, what a top talent. We've spoken about good goal scorers. We will see one in the next game, Larry Noel.
Yep, that's right.
We've talked about what we've seen from St. Benedict's College as well. Lee.
Tariq Lee.
But you've got to add Faustin to the conversation.
The thing about it, well, he hasn't scored the amount of goals as Lee or Noel.
But in terms of quality, what we've seen.
Excellent. But, the thing is, I remember the game, which game was it? When he scored a hat-trick. And I think it was the final against Fatima. Yeah, it was. And they had a penalty. He had already had a hat-trick. They had a penalty, and they gave it to somebody else to kick. And I couldn't understand why. I really could not understand why, James. And I queried it. And I found out after the game that the reason they gave the guy to kick the penalty was because he hasn't scored for the season. No, this is a guy who is on a beaver trick. He's on a beaver trick, not even a hat trick or a brace. And you don't allow him to kick the penalty. I tell you, if I was Tariq Lee, I would have walked straight down the tunnel, go straight home, and come back the next day to celebrate.
Wow, that's wayward. As wayward as they come.
As wayward as my thought, right?
Yep, you're spot on with that analogy. Yeah, he's unselfish, isn't he, Tariq Lee?
Yeah, no. I mean, at the end of the day, it's team. You know what I mean? But I just, I wonder if the score was 3-2, if they would have done that.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
Well, more shuffling of the deck of cards, and it's St. Augustine's turn. Hospitalis
is off,
and in comes Jeremiah Jagroup. Isaiah Nicholas is also going to make his way on, as the skipper Tyrese Andrews goes off as well. Confirmation, all that was just said. So the skipper will take a rest. Tyrese Andrews and Jagroup and Andrews.
This is Emmerich. He started a couple games for Trinity East, but as you look at the Trinity East team, and I think they're quite happy and they've settled for the 3-0 victory.
Well, he said Emmerich, and well, instantly my mind wandered. He's related to the most famous Emmerich that we know. Ray Adamridge, of course, the TNT cricketer.
Yeah, okay. I didn't quite realize that.
No, I was asking.
No, I don't know. I'm really not sure.
It's not the most common surname that you hear.
Yeah, that's right. So
Ray is also from the East as well.
Yeah, there must be some type of relation. Yeah, there must be some type of relation. So the COCA-COLA INTERCOL series has turned out to be quite good, James, so far. I mean, yes, we've had some mismatch when the premiership teams comes up against the championship. But, you know, there's always some excitement and there's always something about the COCA-COLA INTERCOL series that gets the fans going.
Yes, the fact that it's uncertain and you can't make errors, you make errors and well, that's the end of your season.
Yeah.
Well, the reason that the game has been interrupted is because there's another player down at the moment. It is the captain of the Trinity East team that is receiving some attention, Angie Providence, and it's finally walking it off. Will walk off the field though. Seems that they're not taking chances with any head injuries.
No, that's right. That's right. You can't. Not in today's world.
Long time we drank water and they said run it off.
Well, we hear that we're just winding down now, James, and I understand there's 3 minutes of added on time.
Certainly is. Well, just on a side note, well, quite literally a side note, the ball boys for today's match are from the Arima Government Primary School. They are recent champions of the primary school competition just last week.
Under 12? Under 12? They beat Dinsley Trinity Government. Congrats to them.
Well, quite ironically, Trinity is where Trinity East is from.
Well, you can't win it all, James. Come on.
Prince. Oh, he's carved open some space for himself, hasn't he? And, well...
Played it behind Pear.
Yeah.
That's not Pear. Pear wanted it. Did well to keep it in. And I think he's won himself a corner. No. I thought it was a corner. Yeah. Well, the referee missed the boat there, but he's just human.
Well, Pear's disappointed.
He must be, because he played the ball off of the defender to get the corner.
Well, we are inside the 3 minutes that have been added on to this match. We've crossed the 90. Immediately following this match, the Dow Diamonds, Arima North Secondary. They will come up against San Juan North Secondary. Well, minutes counting down. Kadeem Karabi. One minute 30 of the extension of time that we got remaining. It's just about seeing the game out. It's really lost its steam, this match.
Yeah, it's really... I thought the second half would have been a little bit more, how should I put it, blood and sand type of thing. But it's really... It was a tame second half. And really and truly, it's been a walk in the park for Trinity East. They've never really been pressed by St. Augustine.
Inside the final minute of the time that's added, St. Augustine Secondary have a free kick. And boy, would they hope they could get something from this, some sort of consolation.
Yeah, it would be nice to get for them to get a goal, wouldn't it?
Well, have they? It was deflected off the defender and the post and the goalkeeper.
Was that Barnwell? Barnwell and the post, was it?
Yes, it was Barnwell. Oh, that's cruel.
Well, James, just leave the lotto numbers here for me, please. is you're calling for a goal for St. Augustine and they nearly got it.
Lack of faith.
Importantly though, that they got the defender on the last post, because many times we see defenders that the last post is open, but here with the corner, look at Barnwell, he's on that last post defending, and he defended it well.
That's give credit to the goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, had it not been there, it would have been a goal, but here's the end of the game.
Yeah. 3 blast of the whistle signals the end of 90 minutes, and Trinity East secondary will march on into the COCA-COLA East Zone final, and they will await the winners of the next semi-final that comes up. Disappointing outing for St. Augustine secondary, but for Trinity East, joy and jubilation. Your thoughts, Colin?
Yeah, certainly an easy game here for Trinity East. They were never really stretched by the St. Augustine team. When you look at it and you think back, they were playing just with one striker, and with the one striker, they struggled in the first half. You thought that maybe in the second half they would have gone a little bit more attacking. They did push O'Brien closer up, but still at the end of the day, it was just not enough. So that's the final score here. It's full time. The first semi-final in the East Zone, COCA-COLA INTERCOL, has been completed, and it's a comfortable victory for Trinity College East by 3-0. Let's have a look at the highlights. Well, St. Augustine started pretty well. In fact, they had the first shot. It was a cracker, and Dalrymple struggled to hold on to it. And then we saw Foston with a chance here. Bad angle. It was a very acute angle. He still went for goal, but he couldn't get it over. And then a magical moment from him again. Blowing past the defender. Looked up. Squared it back to Barnwell. Barnwell should have put it into the back of the net. He hit it over the bar. Then the corner came. And there was Prince with a little bit of acrobatics, but couldn't get it on target. This was a really good chance now for St. Augustine. The ball chipped into Cooper. He had the easy task of putting it into the net and didn't. And then Prince with a shot going high over the bar. But here goes Foston cutting inside, having a beauty of a shot. Hit one post, went on to the second post, and then Prince ran onto it and hit it into the back. But that was a shot from Foston. It hit one post, ricocheted off the next one, and Prince put it into the back of the net in the 27th minute to make it Trinity College East 1, St. Augustine 0. And here goes Trinity College East. This is Frank Williams going past the defender, and then Frank Williams put it down into the far corner, and the keeper wouldn't get across in time, and in the 39th minute Frank Williams made it 2-0. But Foston wasn't finished. He came inside, had a super shot, and then it was just pushed over the bar. That was a super save from the goalkeeper. Second half started much the same. Trinity College East was on the front foot. The shot coming from Frank Williams going just wide, and the pressure continued with Trinity College East. Foston chips that ball nicely to the far post. Hill came in, couldn't get the header, and it went outside for a goal kick. And then this was Prince with this acrobatic attempt from Foston as the ball was played airborne by Prince. And St. Augustine coming back into it, having a shot, but really Dalrymple was in trouble. Then Hill with a cross, and Foston coming in at the far post. What a good goal. He was able to just get it under control nicely, and he put it into the far net, and there is Foston making it 3-0, and that was all she wrote for this game. Comfortable winners, Trinity College East by 3-0. Let's have a look at the stats now. 13 shots to 9, 6 shots on target for Trinity College East, 5 for St. Augustine Secondary, 4 fouls to 1. There were no yellow cards in the game, no red cards, no offsides. 8 corners for Trinity College East, none for St. Augustine. There were 5 saves by the Trinity College East keeper, just 3 saves coming by the St. Augustine secondary keeper, and the possession 57% Trinity College East to 43% for St. Augustine. Let's go down to Hans. He's got the man of the match with him.
Thank you very much, Colin Murray, here with the man of the match, Jaheim Foston. Congratulations to you. Also presenting to you, we have SSFL President Marie Gonzalez and of course Maritza Balak from COCA-COLA, the Senior Marketing Manager, to present you with some Coca-Cola for you to taste the feeling today. You can definitely taste the feeling of victory. 5 shots from you, 3 shots on target. Tell us, areas for improvement, what can we look forward to in the next match?
Yeah, we could look for better areas in the shooting, try to get it more on target, try to build more team spirit, coming from the game from before, We had a little bit of disadvantages, some players wasn't really feeling it, so, we tried to motivate the team as much as possible so we could come into the next game.
Well, your goal was our Sports Max app of the moment. Who do you dedicate that goal to? And of course, your man of the match trophy.
I want to dedicate it to my mom and my dad, and my niece, her birthday is coming up, so she really wanted me to score one for today.
Oh, wow! And your father's actually in the stands as well. Trust me, where's your father in the stands? All right, yes, man, and there you are. There's Daddy taking it all in and discussing with other coaches all of the good moments of today. Congratulations again, Jaheim Foston. All the best. We look forward to seeing you in our next match. Right now, we throw it to James Saunders, who's with our coaches.
Oh, thanks so much, Hans. I'm with the losing coach of St. Augustine Secondary, and it's a tough match for you today because your team was on the losing end. What lessons do you think you learned?
First of all, I would just like to give kudos to Trinity East. They're a well-organized team, and we try as much to contain the Foston, right, Mr. Foston, but we were unsuccessful today, right? But today, too many blunders, right, led us to the mistakes that we had today.
Oh, thanks so much, Coach, and good luck next season.
Thank you very much.
All right, so I'm going to invite the winning coach, Mr. Davis, to join me. And 3-0, and you are into the finals today. Describe what you're feeling.
We're happy for the victory. Not too happy with the performance, but we're happy for the victory today.
What do you think worked well for your team?
Our defensive structure was good. We kept them off the score sheet. Apart from that, we took some of the chances. Could have been better, more clinical, but things to work on in training ground.
Looking ahead to the finals, firstly, who would you like to get to the finals in San Juan and Arima, and what can we expect from your team in that final?
It doesn't matter who we get, we just have to put in the performance. We have to work against them. If it's on anything, maybe I would like to play Arima, because Coach Sheppy is with Arima, so let's go with Arima for that.
Oh, thank you so much, and good luck, my friend.
All right, man, thanks.
All right, well, Hans the Beans, he's standing by with the coaches of Arima Secondary and San Juan North.
Well, thank you very much, James. First up, coach of San Juan North Secondary School, Jerry Moore. Is the team in full form? Any injuries, anything we should be aware of today?
No, we're 100% today.
Tell us about your strategy in this matchup.
Well, the philosophy is based on the score in the game. I mean, a lot of people think tactics is something special, but your game plan is based on the score. If we score first, then we know how we operate. If we don't, we know what we have to do. So the score does determine the game plan.
How important is winning this upcoming game and, of course, going on to win the East Zone and possibly the INTERCOL title for you?
Well, the game is a semi-final. The key word is final. It's the final game for the losing team, so we don't want to be the one that loses today. So from that perspective, we want to win the game.
Each and every one. Thank you very much.
Blessings.
Coach Jerry Moore of San Juan North Secondary School. Coach Andrews of Arima North Secondary School. Now, what is the strategy going up against the team with the lead goal scorer in the Premiership Division?
Well, Hans, we have to be organized defensively, first of all. Our individual defending has to be 100% today, maximum concentration, because we know that Samoa has a very good striker, but we need to be tight on him. We can't give him any room today. We want to frustrate him. We want to make sure that, he has to play back. He can't get anything easily, and we want to be tight on him defensively.
All right, what were the lessons learned from the last game?
Well, the lessons learned from the last game is in terms of our possession. It really was not a level that what we expected from the guys. So today, we're looking for an improvement in terms of our ball possession.
Well, Coach, all the best in the game coming up.
Hans.
East Zone INTERCOL, COCA-COLA INTERCOL semi-final round. Well, We confirm the score. Trinity College East 3, booking their space in the final of the COCA-COLA INTERCOL East Zone Finals against St. Augustine, getting no goals in the back of the net. We leave you with some moments of our first game today.
Welcome back here to the Larry Gomes Stadium. It's the COCA-COLA INTERCOL East Zone semi-final number 2. And what a game we have for you. It's San Juan North Secondary. They're coming up against Arima North Secondary. This is really a game where the Arima North Secondary, they are going to start as underdogs. But remember, they have won the Arima Championship, so I expect that they're going to give it their all against a San Juan, a very talented San Juan team that has the likes of Larry Noel and Lindell Sween, and you would have to say that they would go in as favorites. But this Arima North team, a very plucky team, and you look at some of the names on the team of Jurity, Joseph, Gomez, all really talented players, and here they come. And we've got a good support here for both these teams, as San Juan North in white today. Normally they're in a green top, but they're all in white, and Arima North in their blue, as we see the representatives of the sponsors, Coca-Cola, and the president of the Secondary Schools League, Mr. Mareri Gonzalez. He is meeting the players together with the representative of Coca-Cola. So there is the officials, and they're led by the president of the Secondary Schools Football League, Mr. Mareri Gonzalez. And so this is San Juan North, not in their traditional green tops, James. They're all white. They've gone all white today. There is their star player, Lindell Sween, right at the back here. And we have the officials here. The referee is Nikolai Nyron. He's been having a good season so far. And together with Caldwell Orr and Anil Joseph, they are the officials here today. So here is the officials. This is Nikolai Nyron is the referee, and the Caldwell Orr and Anil Joseph are the assistants, as we said, and the two skippers, Jurity and Noel. Jurity, of course, Arima North in blue, and Larry Noel in white from San Juan North. So, how you see this one, James?
Well, you got to feel that San Juan North are the overarching favorites. Look at that lineup, Colin Murray.
Yeah, that lineup, Xavier Haynes in goal, and there's Joshua Lewis, Batson, Noel, Sween. Those are the two danger men. Joseph, Mitchell, Lewis, Guy, Jones, and Black Haynes. The coach, of course, that man, Jerry Moe, has been around San Juan North for many, many years. Arima North, they go with the hero of the last game, Isaiah Diaz in goal. There's Gomez. I thought he had a magnificent game for them. And there are the two Josephs, Zachary and Jeremy, Ayers, Jurity, Jones, Ramdial Singh, Norega, Thomas, and Ashing. And the coach, former national player, London Chubby Andrews.
Yeah, former teammate of mine at Starwood Strikers as well. Did have a career as well with Joe Public at one time. San Juan Jablati. He's been all over Chubby. And of course, a handful of caps for the national senior team. Ton of experience. Good to see some of the former players being back as coaches.
Yeah, it's great to see that. It's great to see that they're giving back. See the weather wanting to change, and may have some rain coming again. But we're just about getting ready to the start of the second semi-final in the East Zone of the Coca-Cola INTERCOL Series. And there we go, Sween right away, long ball, and it's picked up by Gomez at the back. This, as they're looking to come forward, ball comes off of Noel. And Batson was trying to get it forward. He's going to take the throw quickly. Gets it infield towards Mitchell, but Batson trying to play it up, can't get it towards the man going up that left side. So here is Sour North with Jones. He goes wide to Desai Lewis. Cleared away downfield. Looks to be Jeremy Joseph, the man sending that ball down the field, but it's picked up here as Joshua Lewis comes forward with it. Long searching ball for Noel, but he's not going to get there. It goes out, and it's going to be a goal kick.
All the intentions are clear, trying to exploit that space behind the wing backs of Arima North, San Juan, and Larry Noel. Give him an inch of space, could cost you.
So the goal kick sent way downfield, and the heads will go up. Heads it back again, looking there for Joseph. It's in the middle of the field as Arima North trying to take control with Jurity. He's going to go back towards Joseph. Ball played long forward, but this is Noriega trying to come forward with it. Batson with the head, gets it to Joseph, and that is won by Ashing. He's trying to go through the middle of the field, but this is picked up by Batson. It's going to take his time as Arima is backing off of him. They're allowing now Sour North to take control with that ball in at the back as Jones in possession, goes wide to Dasey Lewis. He's going to look to play it back to Black Haynes. This is Mitchell, long searching ball, but a foul, and it's going to be a free kick for Arima North.
Well, they get a chance now to try to push forward Arima. They've been pressed very high up the field by San Juan, and I expect that this is the strategy that we're going to see. San Juan pushing up the field, trying to force errors from them, trying to win possession early.
Well, Joseph with the free kick, looking for Noriega, but that's it a little too far, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Arima North team, for San Juan North, as they're looking to San Juan North. They're going to come forward with it. This is Black Haynes. And played wide towards Batson. This is Joshua Lewis. This is Black Haynes in possession. Ball played forward, but it's won by Mitchell. Gives it back to Black Haynes. So Black Haynes going wide, gets it to Desai Lewis. Back to Black Haynes as in control now. Joshua Lewis comes forward with it. He's looking for some movement. Sends a long searching ball for Noel. Noel doesn't get the possession, and eventually it's cleared by Ramdial Singh, and it's going to be a throw for San Juan North. It's going to be a long one by Batson. Cleared away by Gomez. Oh, that's Noriega coming right back to assist his defense. Batson looking to get it to Joseph. It's won here back by Batson. And Arima fighting for every ball at this point in time. But San Juan gain possession. It comes back towards Mitchell. He goes all the way back to Joshua Lewis. He's got to go back to Haynes. So Arima putting pressure here on the San Juan North defenders, not allowing them time or room. But this is Black Haynes moving forward with it. Gets it to Lewis. Lewis plays that ball forward as a good turn there by Brown.
All the rain, it's pouring at the moment, and there's that schizophrenic weather that we spoke about earlier. It's sunny, it's rainy, it's everything happening here at the Larry Gomes Stadium.
Well, it's going to be a free kick. It's over on the far side. I think it's Guy with it. Whips it in. This is a good ball. Headed by Gomez. The shot comes, and this is Guy getting back possession And actually that was Sween, the danger man, picking it up. Couldn't go any further, and in fact he's won a corner. So Sween is going to take the corner. He's going to be swinging in with that left foot of his. And there was Mitchell just trying to flick it on, came off of the defender, and it's going to be a throw for San-Juan.
Well, I suspect that San-Juan will have an axe to grind in this competition. Of course, in the league, they did get to the semi-final where they lost to Fatima College. And of course, who can forget that disallowed goal? They're holding grudges, San-Juan, and they want this competition. They want to prove that they're as good as people say they are.
Ashing. So they're coming forward with it again is San-Juan, but it's won back by Arima North as they're now looking to come forward with it, as it goes all the way back to goalkeeper. Haynes gets it to Lewis. This is Joshua Lewis looking to come forward with it. Guy is wide, but he gives it to Batson. Batson is looking to go back in field to Lewis. Lewis plays it to Guy, but that's it too far ahead of him. It goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw for the Arima North team. Gomez is going to take it. Looking to get it towards Jurity. Jurity now looking to turn. That's good. Gets it back to Gomez. He plays that ball infield, but it's picked up here by Sween. And coming forward with it now is Arima North. And that ball was looking to get Thomas going, and eventually it's now with Guy. Plays it in field. This is Jones. He's pushing it too far ahead of him, and eventually it's won back here by Arima North, but they give it right back. This is Noel. Still Noel trying to dribble his way through, and eventually it's played downfield, headed right back, as this game end-to-end stuff now, as Lewis picks it up.
I'm looking at the way that Arima North is set up, and I like how they're set up. They've got a solid block of 4 across the middle. They're very tight, very close, limiting space for Sween and company and Mitchell in the middle to get any real time on the ball. And they've just got 2 ahead of that, putting a press. So they're going to struggle to find space going to the middle. San-Juan secondary. Best bet perhaps is try to stretch out that middle 4. It passes out wide and then create spaces inside.
So that ball played wide to Guy. He didn't control it well, and it's picked back up in the midfield as Noriega looking to get Thomas going. And this is Batson. He couldn't control it. It goes out, and it's going to be a throw for Arima North. Gomez with his throw, gets it in field. That's a good turn by Ashing, but he turns right into trouble. Guy picks it up, and he also gets into trouble, and eventually it goes out, and it's going to be a throw for Batson from San-Juan North. Or is it a free kick? It appears that it may very well be a free kick. Yeah, it is.
This match is it's going to be a bit more difficult than you anticipate.
Well, he gives it straight to Noriega. This is Thomas. Oh, he does well. He's brought down. Well, let's see who the referee. Is that going to be a card, or is he going to be a little bit lenient? Referee Naira? James?
Yeah, he's going to have a talk with him. He's going to have a talk, let him know that that's not allowed in this game.
Well, I think he got away with that because Thomas was away, wasn't he?
I do like referees, though, that are able to control the game without using too many cards. You know, sometimes it's a semi-final, it's a big occasion. You will get a little hot head here and there. And if you can simmer the game without giving away too many cards, because, of course, this could affect some players moving forward in the competition, that's fine. If it's overdone, by all means.
So it's going to be a free kick for Arima North. Jurity is over the ball as Lewis gets back up. He's going to have to come off the field, so they're going to be a defender short to defend this free kick. So the free kick is going to be taken by Trinity. It's not bad, sends it to the edge of the box. The heads go up, and finally it's going to be cleared upfield. This is Joseph making his way up this side, but Ayers, or is it Ayers, gets that ball infield towards, let's see, that man Joseph, and this is Noriega going wide, but Batson. But this was Ashing did very well to keep that ball in play, and eventually he wins it back. Ayers just playing it towards Gomez. Gomez going diagonal, and eventually a good tackle by Desai Lewis wins it. And this is a good run. Jones going forward. Is he brought down? Yes, says the referee. They taken quickly. Sween goes for goal. Oh! From 20 meters, 25 meters out. Sween looked up, had a shot. And on this surface, James Saunders, you know when that ball hits, it's going to skid off. And Diaz was caught napping there. He really didn't see that shot coming. All of 25 yards. Sween picked it up and he banged it. It hit the surface and it skidded off, and Diaz was left wondering.
Yeah, that's a goal made on the training ground. The awareness of the players to take that quickly. Sween and company taken very, very quickly. Look at that. As soon as he went down, he got up, he played it quickly and exploited the space in front of him. He decided to Hail Mary, and guess what? His prayers was answered. And what a goal that is. Lindell Sween living up to the billing. That's a top finish.
So 1-0, Samoa North. They're leading here, and it's going to be tough for Arima North now. They've got to come back, but they haven't started badly at all. And this is Jurity, loses out to Noel. Noel plays it in field, but it's picked up here by Ayers. And he's going to play that ball wide to Noriega. Noriega, the ball ricochets to Ashing. Played in field. This is Thomas. He tries to get Ayers back involved. And this ball played wide to Lewis. Lewis is playing that ball wide as they look in. This is Joseph getting it to Sween. Sween going up. No, that's Jones going up the right side, and he wins a corner. No, it's a goal kick, says the assistant referee.
Well, can't stop salivating on that last finish from Lindell Sween. The awareness to play that as quickly as he did and push it into that space, exploiting that space, seeing the goalkeeper bit off his line and deciding to have a go. And look at that. He's lost his confidence.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper, after he was beaten by that. Arima started really, really well and were starting to get into the game at that point where that goal was scored. And we just wondered how critical that goal was to turning the tide of this game.
So it's going to be a corner. Sween is going to take the corner. And there is the corner, not a bad one at all. And the shot comes, and it ricochets. Shot there coming from Joshua Lewis, and it goes out. It's going to be a corner, this time a right-sided corner. No doubt Sween, he is the dead ball specialist on this team. Once the ball is spotted anywhere on the field, Sween is going to take it, James.
Scored a hat-trick in the quarterfinals against Holy Cross, so he's in confidence is sky high at the moment.
Here is the corner, goes to the far post. This is Joshua Lewis, sends it back in field, and the header going back across the field by Joseph rather than going goalwards. And going forward there was Noel, and runs into a lot of traffic. Ball ricochets off of him. He goes towards the goalkeeper. It's just about 15 minutes gone, coming up to 15 minutes. Samoa North leading by 1-0.
I think Arima, a coach shot, what they've got to do is get them composed yet again. They've been doing the right things in this match. They've defended well. They've been quite solid, limiting space. Just one moment where they switched off on a dead ball, and that was it to make the difference. But they were getting into the game. They're doing the right things.
Well, that ball was from Ayers, was nearly through to Thomas. This is Joseph getting it back to Lewis. Goes all the way back to Haynes, and then ball played out now to Joshua Lewis. Gets it to Batson. Back into Lewis. So they're playing around with the ball at the back and waiting for the right moment. Mitchell plays a lovely ball wide to Joseph. He plays it in field. Jones turns with it beautifully, and he's got to go back. Goes back to Mitchell, and they're trying to be a little too cute here now. They're surrounded by Arima North players, but they've won the free kick against Sween.
Yeah, clearly that's that middle block I was talking about. When Sween received the ball, he's allowed no space. It's a block of 4 that they're playing there, and they're very close to spacing between the midfielders. Not going to give that man any opportunity. Sween, and he's going to find it difficult playing through the middle. Be more advised to try and find the wide areas quicker.
Well, he went for glory again, but never got hold of that. Went high over the bar.
Yeah, well, snatched at that one. Got a great example earlier from Lindell Sween. Didn't read the memo though.
Yeah, he's one who loves to go for shots. He's you know, once he's within range, and he's got a lot of confidence as well, James, in himself. He feels that he literally feels he can score from anywhere and any angle. And Noriga hasn't been able to keep it in. It's going to be. Well, this is Joshua. Long ball. This is a good ball, and Sween getting ahead of Noel. Couldn't control it. This is Joseph. Looking to play it back towards Jones. Sween can't control it again, and the loose ball is picked up here. Wide on that left side by Ricardo Jones. But here is a Guy looking for Noel. Noel sends it in field, and Guy, oh my word, that should have been 2-0. Really a good cross from Noel. It was played right to the boot of Guy. He just had to stop and hit. He tried to go one time, and that was his downfall. This is Jones. Plays it all the way down, but it's picked up by Haynes. This is Desai Lewis. He's going to go back towards Haynes. This is Joshua Lewis. This is a good ball that Noel is going to run onto. He's got Gomez for company. Oh, he comes inside of his man. Sends it in field. Mitchell. Wide. This is Sween again, and just his tackles were going all over the place, and eventually he was eluding the tackle, and it's going to be a right-sided corner. Understand, it's there is Sween making the run, and he's actually, the referee is saying it's a goal kick. Initially, the assistant referee on the far side indicated it was a corner, and the referee has said no, and he's overruled it, and he's given a goal kick. What's happening? So Desai Lewis, they tell me it's his birthday today, James?
Yeah, Desai, named of course after the French World Cup defender Marcel Desai. Birthday today. Just a few days ago, goalkeeper Haynes celebrated his birthday as well.
Lots of birthday boys in the San Juan North team. When did you celebrate your birthday, James, or can you remember?
The day after Valentine's, Colin Murray.
Valentine's, oh my word, a real lover.
I'm a lover.
Oh, I love it, James. But here goes Arima North coming forward as the ball played all the way back to Gomez. Looks to come in field with it. Gets it to Ashing. Goes back to Gomez. He had a really good game against El Dorado East. Gomez. And that ball chipped forward. Noriega is giving chase, but Joshua Lewis is there. And it goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw for San Juan North. Long ball played up by Batson, but luckily it's won back by Mitchell. This is Jones. Looking around, Sween is with him. This is Sween.
It's important to note the positioning of Sween. He's coming a lot deeper, and it's that midfield cage that he's struggling to find space. How will that affect how involved he is in the attacking third? That's stuff to be seen.
Oh, that's a good run from Jones, and here's Noel getting involved, but I think he's offside now. Jones stood there, he got back into the play, but he had run into an offside position, and immediately the assistant referee on the far side puts his flag up, and it's going to be a free kick for Arima North.
Well, the goalkeeper wearing some tested goggles. The goalkeeper for Arima North.
Yeah, he was the hero, James, in the quarter-final. He saved 2 penalties against El Dorado East. He looked a little bit shaky during the 90 minutes. He had some difficult moments, but he survived that, and then he became the hero. Here's Guy looking to go past his man, and it goes out. It's going to be a corner for San Juan North. So the day has cleared up nicely as Sween is going over to take the corner. So here's Sween with the corner, chips it over to the far post. The goalkeeper Diaz comes, collects it nicely. Did well, did very well. Bowls it out here. It's good distribution as well. Noriega. Oh, that's a good tackle, really good coming from Jones. And Lewis getting it to Mitchell. He's going to give it to Desai Lewis. And Lewis plays it back in field to Mitchell. Gets the return ball, slows it down. This is Black Haynes. Gets it to Joshua Lewis. Oh, that's a really good ball to Jones. Lewis. They're stringing their passes together nicely at the moment. San Juan North. Ball played through to Jones. He turns with it. But surrounded by 3 blue shirts. And Ayers wins it. Gets it to Jones. Ricardo Jones from the Arima North team. But he loses out to Joseph. Lewis. Back to Haynes. Joshua Lewis gets involved now. Batson. Batson looking for a long ball from Batson there, but it comes back to Lewis. And again, Jurity, they're searching for these long balls, and it's not working for San Juan North at the moment. It's being picked off by Arima North. Another long ball, and this time Gomez heads it on towards Noriega, and Batson wins it. Does well to keep it in, and Gomez bangs it downfield. No one really getting possession. As a foul there committed by Noriega, and it's a free kick.
It's interesting that you mentioned possession, though. San Juan has completed just over 70 passes so far. It's a 64% pass completion. The best sequence being 10 passes strung together. While Arima just over 30. At a 42% completion. However, it doesn't really tell the full story of the game, though, because I think that these are 2 teams that are well put together. I like how both teams are set up, in fact. San Juan, of course, are more offensively dominant, but Arima, they're defending really, really well, and they've been really well set up by their coaching staff as well. They're difficult to break down, particularly with that midfield block, not really giving room for the likes of Sween to have their way. Mainly the wide players is where they're finding the joy.
It is a good ball here now, picked up there by Jones, but it goes to Mitchell. Mitchell plays it back nicely to Joshua Lewis. He sends a long searching ball. Noel is going through, but it goes straight to Diaz, and Diaz gets it, and he's going to look to send it long, no doubt. A lot of height. Headed away by Lewis, but Jurity can't control it. But he gets it back, luckily. Going wide, he decides to go all the way back to let's see, that man is Joseph. That's Jeremy Joseph. And it's picked up here, Jurity. But he loses out to Joseph of Samoa North. This is Jadiel Joseph. Goes back towards Haynes. This is Joshua Lewis. Chips that ball forward. This is Guy. Takes it down nicely. Plays it in field to Jones. Jones looking for Noel. And the ball goes just beyond him. And it goes through to the keeper, the Diaz. So is Diaz going to go long again? Just about 25, coming up to 26 minutes of this game gone. As Ayers gets it wide. Can Joseph keep it in? No, he can't. And it's going to be a goal. It's going to be a throw for Samoa North.
Now the question is, can San Juan keep up the intensity that they've shown in the first few minutes? Or can Arima North remain as disciplined defensively as they have been while trying to get a goal of their own?
Well, this is Jurity, but he loses out. And here comes Samoa North. Oh, it was pushed just too far ahead of him. That was looked to be Sween pushing that one just too far. This is Batson. Goes back to Joshua Lewis. And I like how they're playing out from the back. They're looking for the opening, and then they're playing this through ball. But because of the surface, James, if the passes are not accurate, it's just running past the, especially Noel. They're looking to find Noel with these balls going through. But the surface is so slick, if it goes past him, it's going through to the keeper.
Well, apart from that as well, the only real space that they're getting to string passes together, very deep.
That's a lovely ball from Sween. What a ball out to Joseph on the far side. And he's confronted by the other Joseph, but this time the Joseph of Arima North. It goes out and it's a throw. The throw quickly taken. It's with Sween again. Does well. Comes in field with it. Is he looking for the shot? That's not a bad one! Does it hit the bar or the keeper? Did he? Or why? He must have got a hand to it, James. He just touched it over the bar. But that's the thing with Lindell Sween. He shoots from anywhere, any angle, any distance, and he nearly caught the keeper napping. Let's have. He looked up. He saw him. He may have saw him off his line.
Well, we spoke about Maradona having the hand of God. Well, that is the hand of a divine figure from the goalkeeper.
Just touch it. It took the bar as well.
Yeah,
he may have touched it onto the bar. So Lindell Sween, well, he is already having an excellent game. So it's going to be a right-sided corner. And let's see, he's going to swing it in with his left foot. Going to the far post, looking for Joshua Lewis. He heads it back across the goal. Mitchell with the header, but it goes all the way down. It's going to be picked up by Jones. Goes back to goalkeeper Haynes. Lewis comes forward with it. Joshua Lewis. Picked up there nicely by Mitchell. Sween trying to find Noel. Noriega. But he gives it right back to Joshua Lewis. Guy. Is he brought down? Yes, Guy is brought down. It's going to be a free kick. Let's have a look at that. There is Gomez just barging into the back of Guy, and the free kick has been awarded. So this is Thomas. Plays it there to Jones, Ricardo Jones of Arima North. So ball played wide. This is Guy. Picks it up nicely. Looking to play that through ball as Jones made the run forward, but was to no avail. And the ball was picked up here, and it's gone out for a throw.
Quite impressed by the pace of the passing of Arima North. Can tell you a lot about the intensity at which this team trains at. Jerry Moore, of course, you know him as he coach of Caledonia AIA. He's coached at a professional level here in Trinidad and Tobago. And you can see a team that is well coached. They're moving the ball around, nice circulating and looking for spaces to exploit. And when they find them, they move quickly.
So just about 30 minutes gone here, coming up to 30 and a half minutes, and San Juan North, the lead by 1-0. The goal scored by Lindell Sween, as this is Jurity. Does well, looks around. Holding on too much now. Eventually he gives it to Joseph. He doesn't hold on to it, but plays it back towards Ramdial Singh. And picked up here by Sween. Gets it to Noel. Noel turned into trouble there. Haynes gets it to Joshua Lewis. Nice ball out to the... Oh, badly controlled by Guy. Should have done better, James.
Well, I spoke about the pace of the passing of San Juan, and you can see it's taking a toll on Arima North. That very disciplined, tight midfield unit that they have, it's being a bit stretched at the moment now, and that's fatigue stepping in, Colin. We've just gone past the half-hour mark, and because of that fatigue, they're leaving more gaps now, and San Juan, but they're effective.
Well, this is Noriega, but good defending by Lewis. He's had a good game so far. He's been all over. But this is Guy. His control has been bad. That ball is running off of him. Should have certainly should have done better. But Batson goes back to Lewis with the throw. He's got some space because Arima North, they drop back, and they are allowing San Juan North to take control of the ball once they're in their half. But from the time they enter the Arima half, they're trying to close them down. But this is Lewis. Batson. Jones slipping, but in fact, I'm not sure if there was a handle ball or something there. But it's going to be a free kick for Arima North. Gomez is over the ball.
Yeah, that's what happened.
A handle ball, yeah.
Tried to turn into traffic, and he got cautioned with a kick.
So the ball played forward, but by Joseph looking for Jones. Played out by Lewis. So Joseph looking to come in, field with it, but referee is blown for a foul. So it's going to be a free kick for San Juan North.
So these teams, they've had pedigree in the past, rich history, and it's always good just from a nostalgic point of view when you see teams like this come together.
Yeah, that's right. And there is Diaz with the kick. Goes to Jones, but he plays it to Joseph. Bad. The pass was pretty bad because he tried to play it to Joseph moving forward, but it went beyond him. So here is San Juan North coming forward with it through Lewis, but he gives it away. Picked up by Jurity. And the ball coming off the referee, so it's going to be a drop ball. He's going to give Arima North back the ball. Gives it to Jurity. Oh, this is one here by Joseph. Gives it to Noel. Back to Joseph. This could be goal number 2. The keeper has done well. Well, Joseph tried to chip him. It was a mistake in the first place, and that Joseph won the ball. Played it in field to Noel. Noel played it back to him, and there is the ball into Noel. Back to Joseph, and he tried to chip the keeper, and the keeper did well.
Yeah, he did everything right. He closed his angle really early, made himself big, and he found a big goalkeeper in front of him, and he was able to pull off a very good save. That's excellent goalkeeping. Well, they've been defensively very organized, Arima North, but occasionally they have let them in. And when they have the man in goal, he's been top.
Yeah, Joshua Lewis, the man down at the moment, so he's getting some treatment. And there is, yes, being barged in by the player, and may have a bit of a dead leg maybe. But James, I'm having a look at the keeper with his goggles, and I'm just wondering. I'm trying to picture you as a goalkeeper with goggles. I'm not sure how you'd look. But don't go and try it, I beg you, because instead of you getting 4 or 5, it might be 8 or 9.
Well, I'm always willing to try something new.
Is that for luck? Good luck?
Well, I think I've passed my time for it, though. It looks a lot better on him than it does on me.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't dispute that. I wouldn't argue with that at all. So
well, lots of familiar faces on the Arima North bench as well.
Yeah.
Lasana Liebert.
Yeah.
Is the manager. There we go. The captain, Purity. His father is a popular boxing promoter, Giovanni Potts.
That's right, yeah.
And he's the son of an even more popular promoter, Boxo Potts.
And Boxo Potts, before he became was a jockey. Don't know if you realize that. Yeah, he was a jockey, and it's like my friend. You remember Tansley Thompson? Striker, was all over the place, and he was a jockey. He told me he was a jockey once. I said, well, Tansley, I never heard of you, so you couldn't have been that good of a jockey.
I knew of him in other spheres other than horse riding.
Yeah, here is Sween. He's running into trouble. He's looking for the foul. He's not going to get it. As Noriega coming away with it. Guy does very well. And Bats then sends a long ball up front, looking for Noel, who tries to head it on to Sween. Joseph picks it up and trying to get past Ramdial Singh, is not able to do that. And it's going to be a throw for Arima North. Well, the good news is Joshua Lewis has gone back onto the field. And it's ball played back to Ramdial Singh, but not a good ball, and Samoa North have a throw. Lewis being asked to take the throw from the correct spot, very close to the corner flag. Ball sent into Joseph. Lewis trying to get it back to Lewis. Lewis trying to get it back to Joseph, and the ball comes off of the defender, and it's going to be a throw for Samoa North. So this time he throws it to Joseph. Joseph going around his man nicely, sends the ball in field. Noel can't get there, and it's cleared away, but Lewis picks it up. This is Desai Lewis, and good challenge coming in from Jones against Joseph. So it's going to be a throw. Throw sent in field, but it's picked up by Jurity. Long ball, maybe hoping that Noriega was wide, but Noriega is nowhere to be found, and it's going to be a throw. Throw taken. Lewis. Long ball. Noel in a bit of a challenge with Ramdial Singh. Goes to Joseph, trying to play it back into Noel. It's won by Ayers. Ayers gives it to Jones, but he makes a mess of it. And here goes Noel. Has a shot! Oh my word! It hits the bar. Well, these guys, Noel and Sween, James Saunders, if you give them, if you blink, they're going to shoot. And the thing about it is the accuracy. Look at Noel.
Like fine jewelry there. Quality. My word. Well, the goalkeeper kept his eyes on it, didn't get a touch. And it's a touch of an angel, because it's a saving touch, and a touch that's keeping Arima North in the game.
Here goes Samoa North. They're just leading by that Lindell Sween goal.
Samoa North really dominating possession at the moment. 3 times more passes than Arima North, who have been forced to defend and be on the back foot in this match. Samoa, of course, have been national INTERCOL winners back in 2006. St. Augustine had won the East Zone that year. I'll tell you who won the North Zone. You might smile about this.
2006.
It was Fatima College.
Was it? Okay. And Samoa finished second, didn't they? And went on to go and qualified from a second position and eventually won it, didn't they?
Yeah, they were led by Elijah Manners.
Yeah, I remember that.
Around.
A midfielder, Elijah Manners.
Went on to play with San Juan Jablity.
Yeah, is the ball from Sween hit too far? Because in those days, and you have the winner and the runner-up going into the national finals. I don't think it's like that this year. Yeah, we'll just have to double check on that, but I don't think it's that way. For example, you would have as Fatima and QRC playing the North final, the two of them would advance to the nationals, but I don't think that's the format this year. I think it's just the winner will go forward. Well, here's Batson. Just about 4 minutes left to complete the first half. Lewis could run himself into trouble, and Noriega wins it, gets it to Thomas, and Batson clears it up. Jurity heads it on towards Ayers, and Jones wins it, gets it to Lewis. Lewis tried to play it towards Joseph, but it's picked up by the other Joseph, It was picked up by Jeremy Joseph of Samoa North. And the man down, it's going to be a free kick, is it, for Samoa North?
Well, Arima North Secondary, they've been back-to-back East Zone champions twice, at least that I can remember, 2011 and 2010. And then back when they were Arima Senior Comprehensive, 2003 and 2002, back-to-back. We'll be hoping that maybe they can create more history this time around.
Well, here's Jones, Mitchell. Cleared away by Ramdial Singh. Good header by Haynes. Ball played wide to Guy, and he was trying to thread it through, looking for Noel, who had made that run. And Arima North, and coming forward with it there was Ashing, but he was blocked off by Mitchell, and it's going to be a free kick for Samoa North. So sorry for Arima. This is Ashing, still confronted by Mitchell. But it's picked up by Haynes. Gomez clears it back downfield. Lewis is there, Joshua Lewis. And Jurity plays that ball to Ayers. Gets it to Jones. Jones hasn't been very much in the game going forward for Arima North. And Jurity does well. Gets it to Jones. Going back to Joseph. Long ball looking for Thomas. Headed forward. Ball played towards Jones. He can't control it. Jurity does well.
He's a good player,
that's very good. Yeah. And the ball goes all the way back towards Ramdial Singh. Jurity. Wide to Joseph. Back to Jurity. He gives it away. And this is Sween. And this is Noel. This could be 2-0. Well. You would have put every single solitary cent in that right pocket of yours, James Saunders, to say that Larry Noel would have put that. That is probably maybe his second miss for the whole season. You look at that. He was right through.
Or two things you don't see, the Easter Bunny and a Christmas function, and Larry Noel missed from that range with that among the time. Well, you saw one of them. Larry Noel just showing wide of the post.
Well, here goes Sween. He looks up. Still Sween. Or is he brought down? Penalty? Or is it a goal kick? Goal kick?
Yeah, he just lost his footing there, Lindell Sween.
Okay.
He's looking at the referee, but yeah, I think he got it right, Nikolai Nyron.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see that again because the 45 minutes is up. But maybe I would just like to see that that as the referee has blown the whistle. Let's have a look at it, James. He goes past the man. Now look at that left hand. Look at the left hand. Not enough. Soft.
Yeah, not enough in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay, James, you're a strong boy. Swede is not as strong as you. So that little tug, he would have gone down. So that's the half. It's a half in which really and truly it's just 1-0 San Juan North is leading. But James, you really have to think that there should be at least 2 or 3 ahead.
Well, you know, they've gotten the better chances, particularly that last chance from Larry Noel. But you've got to give credit to Arima North. I think they've defended well, they've been solid, they've been compact. Not the most adventurous going forward, but if they can keep Arima, or San Juan rather, frustrated going further into the match, they may have an opportunity to maybe nick something from a set piece or counter-attack and get something from this game. San Juan, though, more of the same, perhaps try to exploit the wide areas a bit quicker and get space out there, because it's been difficult coming through the middle, but they have been really good so far in this first half and are deserving leaders.
Yeah, no doubt, deserving leaders. So that's the situation here at the half. It's 1-0. San Juan North, they lead by that 12th minute goal.